Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Alex. Alex is from England in the UK. So let's see what Alex has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Alex. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Silly. Thank you. The pleasure's all mine.
So, tell me, how's your day going so far?
Bit stressful. I've just finished my first live stream of the day. I've got another one this evening.
So you go live on TikTok, I believe?
Yes.
So how often do you go live on TikTok?
I go Monday to Friday, 5 times a day.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a long journey. Wow.
Yeah. And then on Saturdays, I do 2 live streams as well.
Wow. So tell me about your lives on YouTube. On TikTok? What is about? I know you are, sharing your music. You are a singer, a musician. So, what is about your lives over there?
Okay, so with the lives, I try to base it on what timing of the day. So 8 till 10 in the morning, I'll get up in a suit and I'll have a cup of coffee next to me. And when I do this little sort of like miniature talk show called a coffee talk.
Okay.
Because to me, that seems so much more chilled out and not so 100 miles per hour for the viewers, that they can wake up themselves at their gradual pace instead of feeling like they're being forced into a wake up mode.
I see.
So, and it's a chance for them to voice out what they want. Like normal talk shows on TV, to me, like, yeah, that's all well and good, but they don't get a chance to voice their opinion on whatever topic. So this is what I wanted to give to the viewers.
I see. And of course, at the same time as well, share your music, your passion.
Yeah. So around those times, that's like 8 till 10, we can talk about music, sports, because I am passionate about those things. I stay away from the political conversations completely. But then I always try to say, right, at 7:30 till 9:30 in the evening, please do turn up. And it's like a gig in the comfort of my home and their home as well.
I see. So tell me, where are you from, Alex?
I was originally from Milton Keynes, and then I moved into Northamptonshire.
And why did you change from there to the city you are right now?
Met my partner, and I was about ready to pretty much go wherever the wind was going to take me. And my partner is more, her family is very much more like connected and would like to stay near each other. And so to me, it was a no-brainer. And I preferred Northamptonshire to Milton Keynes, funny enough.
I see. And how far is from your hometown?
From where I grew up to here, it's probably like an hour drive. It's really not that far.
It's okay. It's not that far. I see. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career and also about your life so far, okay?
Okay.
But before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Okay. Something that not many people know. I was hit by a car in 2017.
Oh, wow. It's okay to talk about it?
Yeah, I've survived it, so I'm still here. I can talk about it.
So tell me, how did it happen? My God.
I was cycling to work when I was doing warehouse work. I was cycling from where we were living at the time, and I weren't paying full attention. I was still waking up. Went to cross the road, and this car zipped around the corner and hit my front wheel, and I got sent up in the air.
But were you, seriously hurt or not?
During the winter, my shoulder will start aching, and I have to take like paracetamol or ibuprofen to relieve some of the pain. I had to have nearly 2 months of physiotherapy for my shoulder, but because of adrenaline, it didn't kick in till 48 hours after I'd had it done.
I can imagine.
But I must have somehow got my body whipped from hitting the bike and then just shoulder first onto the road. But yeah, I was really lucky. you know, it is scary. You know,
course.
it's like what I say to people, you know, I don't recommend it. It's not, leave it to Jackass. Let them deal with the getting hit by cars or the balls or whatever. Don't try and do it.
But since then, are you okay to cycling? You're okay to be, you know, on your feet, or it became a bit of trauma?
No, I'm pretty good with cycling again now. The way that I dealt with it was just as soon as I was given a bike from my dad to borrow for the time being, was just jump straight back on.
Wow.
And also don't wait until you're at work where you feel you have to, like, just force yourself on it and go at a sort of time in your own time. Don't go, oh, I've got to get it to work in an hour and I've got to cycle, but I'm going through this mental block where I don't want to get on it. So yeah, it can be scary for anyone that's had it done, and I just recommend jump straight back on. Like, obviously give yourself a bit of time, but learn from what you've had done and just be more wary. Like, I was braking, whether it was a road that never gets used or not, I would slam the brakes on and make sure that there weren't a car coming regardless, because you don't know when that one car is going to turn up, even on an empty road.
Absolutely. Have you ever got a cycle through the same road, the same route you were that day, or not?
I did for about 3 months, and then I left that job, went somewhere else, so I didn't have to worry too much. And then I've moved since, and I don't have to even worry about it. But you know, I just laugh about it now.
Wow, that's a event for sure in your life. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That you're gonna, you know, have like there for some reason it just meant to happen, and I'm glad that we are here now talking about it.
You know, I've got the scars to prove it, and like I want to remind me of, right, don't be an idiot, don't just cross the road, actually stop, use your brakes for a change. Like,
that's so true. I know our daily routine, we can get so busy with life. Sometimes it just, you know, in a matter of seconds, it can happen something that's, you know, some lucky people like you are able to talk now, but some people, they might, you know, be in a different.
Yeah, they can be a really serious situation, and it's life changing.
Absolutely. Alex, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Absolutely.
Okay, amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I've got here my best friend. Random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, you don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, what did you want to be growing up?
Musician. 100% musician.
Wow.
No, not even a question on it. Whether it was in an orchestra, because the first instrument I ever learned was clarinet. Okay. And it was, how can I get on a stage and perform? Like, it's not even for financial benefit. It's just that feeling you get being on stage.
Wow. And growing up, did you have like idols? Did you have people that you're, you know, a big fan or inspirational?
Yeah, Chester Bennington from Linkin Park for the singing. I personally, he's one of the best vocalists. Okay. Dave Grohl for just how he's able to form a band, and the story that he has of losing so many people around him makes it so much more inspirational.
Who's that?
It's Ivy.
You cannot see
this, don't you? You wanted to get in the limelight.
Oh my God. Oh, so sweet. Oh my God. Wow. Ooh. I love when I'm doing interviews and the pets just jumping. I think it's they feel the energy. I love that. I think it's great. Yeah.
Oh. Sometimes if I'm running a little late, I'll still go live, make my coffee, because I know these two will just sit there and entertain everyone anyway.
That's true. Now the whole world is watching for sure.
So yeah, he wants it. But yeah, and then Paul Weller as well. I just think his ability to play a guitar and piano and his voice, again, just absolutely inspirational.
Wow. Okay, so let's see. You wake up one day having 3 missed calls on your phone. One from the first one you just had, like the 3 of them, yeah? You have 3 missed calls from the 3 people. Which one you'd call back straight away? Which one you'd go like, okay, you just send a message saying, okay, I'll call you later, and the other one you go like, okay, I can call him later. Don't need to send a message. I can just call him later. Who that would be?
Okay, so the person that I would call immediately. Oh, that's really hard between 2 of them. The person that I would probably send a message and just go, yeah, I'll chat to you later is Paul Weller. Just
Okay.
because some people might not know who that is. And so I'm going to have to say the main vocalist from The Jam, because The Jam are massive and they're from the 70s, 80s.
Now I know.
Yeah, but a lot of people might not who watch this. But Paul Weller is the vocalist from them. But
Okay.
I think because of that, the fact that not a lot of people may know who he is, I'd have to say he's going to be the one I text going, I'll chat to you later.
Uh-huh.
I think in terms of if I'm really having to think about it, it's going to have to be Dave Grohl that I'd call immediately. Just because they just nip it for me. If I had to say who's my favourite band, between those 2, it's so fine, but it has to be the Foo Fighters. Linkin Park is such a close second, though.
Okay, so just send a message. Okay, I'll call you later. Imagine how tough that would be for you to do that.
That honestly, just like even hypothetically thinking about it hurts.
Anyway, it's just your choice.
I could have just said I don't want to answer it. But
imagine 3 of them watching this interview right now. Imagine.
Oh, could you?
You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
If you ever see this, I'm sorry.
I love it. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, usually, what is the first thing that you think about when you wake up?
First thing, probably what on earth have I missed on Discord? Recently, it's got really busy on the Discord. I used that for letting everyone know who does join when I'm coming on live, what my live stream times are. And I've now, as of tonight, we're doing a Mario Kart Grand Prix, and I'm doing a private chat just with those guys so that we can play together.
Oh.
And then next weekend, we're doing a quiz, and I'm doing a video with them live where people get to pay, like, I think it's £2 that I'm doing as a PayPal, so people enter.
Uh-huh.
The winner will sort something out for them in terms of prizes. We haven't worked that bit out yet, but it is literally, I wake up and go, what on earth have I missed on the Discord? Because something can always pop up or something. So
do you consider yourself to be more of a morning person or evening person?
I would most definitely, I'd like to think I'm an evening person, because I give myself that development time to be at my best in the evening to do my gig.
Yeah.
But it's now getting to a point where I wake up and it's literally wired up to be, right, I need to do this and be planning something ahead for 2 hours time or 4 hours time.
I see. And since when you started this, let's say, journey of going live on TikTok daily?
I started 3 months ago. When I started, so I'm with a talent agency who have helped me along the way.
Yeah.
I started with 0, like a brand new account, 0 followers, 0 following.
Wow.
And within 3 months, I've now pushed it, and we're at 1,200 followers.
Wow.
And I've now ended up with, I think it's now up to 8 subscribers as well. And amazing. So just in 3 months, it's gone so fast. But it's like I'm that zoned in and worked. I've not even thought about it. It's been the longest 3 months or one really long day. But because I really want to push the best content that I can.
Amazing.
And I'm trying to, when I see people that jump on, because you do get people message in and say, oh, this is rubbish, and they're just doing it to troll. To me, It's not upsetting because, oh, you've hurt my feelings. It's you're disrupting my viewers' time that I'm trying to use wisely. They've got stuff at home to be doing, and I want to be worth their time.
Yeah, I think in every social media, unfortunately, there are those, people that I think they're bored, in a way that
Absolutely.
yeah, they're bored. And not just that, I think there are two kind of people that they admire us. The one who admire us and they are there for us. They appreciate, they are send their great energy. And the other ones, they admire us. However, they don't know how to deal with that. So what they do, they attack or they make a fuss or they make a mess. That's how I see. But they admire us. You know what I mean? They admire us for sure. They admire when they do that. There is admiration behind, but they don't know how to deal with that. So what they do, attack.
Bro. But it's like, it's quite nice. There's one guy that I have who's a moderator for me, and honestly, it was really funny. He's actually opened up and he went, I went on TikTok and made this account on the day that he met me to literally go around and troll accounts. And
oh my god,
yeah. And the funny thing was, I changed his mind and he went, this guy's actually really good at what he does, and now he's one of my moderators.
No way, that's amazing.
So, you see, that is the biggest compliment that I could have ever received. Is I was out to troll people and you've changed my mind.
Look, I've got goosebumps now. It's that because my concept made sense. What I just told you made sense. You know what I mean? They admire us.
100.
It just made sense.
The most real is people are there and they don't know how to deal with admiration.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's all about experiences. They've not experienced that sort of thing or have had to because they're still potentially very young or they've just not been left in that position.
Absolutely. That's how I see it as well. Next question, Alex. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Next question for you is, which person in your family, if you had the superpower of trade place with for a day, for any reason, which person that would be?
If I could trade with any person for a day?
Trade
place. In my family?
Yeah, anyone in your family that's to be in their place for 24 hours for any reason, who that would be? And why?
It'd probably be my youngest brother. Because as I always get told on lives, well, like from time to time, I'll get, you're really good at guitar or you're amazing at guitar. My brother went through and got guitar lessons and he went and he could have done grades, but he's so good at guitar and he's in a band and they're really doing well in Milton Keynes. They're getting better gradually. I'll give them a little plug. They're called Life Review. So good.
Wow.
Yeah, I would trade with him just because I know that, he puts the work in, but he still tries to have as much fun as possible.
Wow. What's the biggest similarity between both of you and the biggest difference?
The biggest difference, I would say, is probably like the generations mentality. He finds certain things funnier than I would find them. The biggest similarity is our absolute love for music and our absolute, it's going to sound really bad and I'm trying not to make this sound like a negative, but it's the desperation to be a musician. That absolute desire, that's what we both absolutely relish, is that desire to make it as musicians. That's the biggest compliment that I could give him, is he's got such desire and hunger to be what he wants to be. And I see that in me as well.
That's great. Oh my God, that's amazing. And you being the older one, somehow he kind of saw you as an inspiration for music?
When he was younger, because bless him, he used to come to gigs when I was at college with my dad, and he would borrow my dad's older camera and do videos and camera photos whilst I was on stage.
Right.
And then when I was sort of getting into bands and really wanting to sort of inspire him to play music, I used to ask him, do you want to come on stage and play a couple songs with us on our set? Because I knew that I could, because it was me who would set it up for the bands. Mm-hmm. And he would be like, yeah, absolutely. And now he's off doing these things. I mean, it didn't take much. He was practicing guitar, he was playing all the time, writing music. Amazing. So it didn't take much effort to go, do you want to come on? And him go, I'm not sure. And you're like, come on. It's like, do you want to come on? Yeah, absolutely. Right, cool, pop on.
Amazing. it's great to see those connections, you know, when you see the passion there as well. And, you know, it's visible. You could feel it. That was already in him. That's amazing. Cool.
Yeah, and because there's three of us. So the middle one, he's the bassist for that band as well.
Ah, my God.
And we don't get on as much. We are getting better as we're getting older. But it's like, again, he was very reserved in showing that. But then you see him on stage and you see that little glow like you do in every single musician. And it's not attention seeking, but it is that attention that you get from being on stage, of like people just in awe of watching.
Absolutely.
And that's what musicians absolutely relish and crave, is not so much the like attention seeking factor, but the attention and people really appreciating what you're writing.
Wow. Amazing. Oh my God, three brothers like are musicians and involved in the music.
And my mom and dad are like, they'll always be asked, oh, where did they get it from? And the pair of them just shrug over, we don't know.
That's amazing. Amazing. Next question, let's do it. But before the next question, you know, back to your family. Music, of course, been there, you know what I mean, your blood with your brothers, you know, everything, it's always been there. Did you have the support of your parents? You are the older one, yeah? The older one.
Yeah, I was the older one.
And so when they realized that, you know, your passion was there, you're kind of, you know, showing your talents, did they support you at the time growing up? And the second part?
Absolutely. When I got into year 5, and there was talks, when you get into year 5 in primary school, they have talks of like, oh, you can learn an instrument. And I was just sat in an assembly in primary school, probably no older than like 8 or 9 years old. And I saw this girl a year older who was playing the clarinet, and I went, that is a beautiful sound. I've got to learn it. Yeah. And so my mum and dad signed me up. They went and bought a clarinet and I learned how to play. Then I got into year 8. They said, oh, you can now learn a second instrument if you so wish. And at that time I was like, I want to learn piano. And bless them, they went out to this music shop. We got like it's like a hybrid of a piano and a keyboard, and they got an electric piano, had it in the living room, and I played, and I had like about that thick Beatles book of all their music so that I could learn. Then I was using YouTube a lot, learning songs. Then the guitar, it was funny enough, was just by accident. But the shop that we got the piano from was closing down, and they were like, they're selling guitars cheap, do you want to, and use your newspaper round money to pay us back in installments? I went, absolutely. Went out, bought a guitar, and ever since I've not put it down. And I mean, I've had a year off due to sort of mental health and stuff, but that's made me, it's almost like having a fresh page opened and learning more and being better. Absolutely.
I think it's a big plus when you have your parents, supporting you. It's a big, you feel safe. You feel like you just can go for it and be yourself.
The fear factor is definitely taken away. If you don't have support, it does get a bit scary. Like, as much as I've been supported emotionally, everything else that comes into doing what I'm doing now is absolutely terrifying, because you don't know if you're going to be able to afford to do this tomorrow, or if you don't know if you're going to be able to do this. When you're getting support that you're getting when you're younger and at school, like going to college, my mum and dad supported me doing that, to study music at college. I couldn't have done that myself, but I really appreciated the support, because I was travelling to Northampton from Milton Keynes to do that at college. So it was nearly like, I think it was nearly 3,000 a year for the bus fare to make sure that I could get there. And that's like, wow.
Yeah, amazing. Makes a difference for sure.
Massive.
Right. Next question is, if you were to raise a child, what are the most important thing would you like them to learn?
Funny enough, I had this conversation with this girl who was a college student. And it applies, I mean, they were going through some other stuff, but I just said, like, give yourself time wherever you go to settle down. Like, I know it's all very sort of anxious and you're going somewhere new, or you're going somewhere new, don't see it as a negative and absolutely frightening. Take a breath, have a look around, just settle yourself down before you start panicking about work, about your education, and about homework and things like that. Give yourself time to adjust. Make a group of friends so that you can survive, because doing it on your own is so hard.
Yeah.
So find time to make the friends, have a social life, but don't be stupid at the same time. You know, street smarts are almost as important as any other terminology of smarts, in my opinion. So just grasp those and, you know, just make yourself a better person, learn from the mistakes you make.
And you're never alone out there. There's always someone going through the same situation, or you can.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think when you know that, when you realize that, because whatever you're going through sometimes, tough times, you go like, oh my God, maybe it's just me going through that. But actually, there's so many people going through the same situation, and we never realize that. I think it's just about knowing that it gives a bit of comfort. I think just knowing that.
Absolutely.
3 questions left. Let's do it. You like dancing, Alex?
I 2 left feet, terrible.
I like that left feet.
If I could, I'd pay for a backup dancer so I don't have to do it.
Next question is, what was the last thing that made you smile genuinely?
I mean, if we're going to be as recent, this right now, you know, I'm really enjoying the time.
Oh, nice.
The last time, if we're going before that, it's as recent as the live stream earlier. Just the amount of support that I get in the chat during the live streams when I'm playing original songs, and they're going, "This is absolutely amazing." That puts a genuine smile, because that to me is a tick of I've done something right.
When you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Alex? What do you like the most about being you?
The music ability is one of them. Being able to play almost any instrument, like I could just pick it up and know kind of the ins and outs and be able to. It's really weird. I've done it so long, but I really enjoy that ability to be able to pick an instrument up and somehow get a note out of it without effort. But like for life, I think through all of the sort of life lessons and experiences, I'm learning to, if I don't stand up for myself, no one else will. And I'm learning that you need to do that, especially doing this now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me, standing up for myself and also for others, because if you stand up for them, they'll stand up for you. I did it earlier, standing up for someone, and now they're moderating for me and they want to show their support for me as well. So I think like doing that for people goes a long way. And that does make me feel better, knowing that, you know, this whole sort of circle does go round. But it's been a while since I knew about that.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next one, of course, talking to you, I could see some tattoos around your arms, you know?
Yes.
Tell me, which one is the very first one you ever had? The second part of the question is, which one is the latest one? And the third part of the question is, which one is the most meaningful one?
Okay. The first one I got was actually on the back of my leg.
Right.
I'm going to have to try and do this somehow. Oh, yeah, I might get it. So, Foo Fighters on the back of my leg.
Wow, amazing. Wow.
I went to Luxembourg and we had we were going around doing our own version of a marathon.
Okay.
Where it started at 4 in the afternoon till 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a mess. And then one of my mates, the next day was like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if the next holiday we go on, one of us gets a tattoo?" Me still not being fully myself, I said, "You pay half of it, I'll do it." Didn't actually think he'd go with it, and the next day we were in a tattoo parlor before we were going back to the UK from Luxembourg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that was the first one. That was the first one you had.
That was my first tattoo.
My God! Then for the first tattoo was a quite, big and
That's what they said as well.
Wow.
The
I was expecting
tattoo artist went, "You must be really hardcore because this is a massive tattoo for your
My
first one."
God.
2.5 hours, I was laying on my stomach. I nearly collapsed because my legs just forgot how to move.
Oh my God. Which one is the latest one?
The latest one's actually this one.
Okay.
So we got Crash Bandicoot with Spyro and a quick ball from Pokemon.
Wow.
And
the most meaningful one?
Probably the one on my hand. So the time on it is 11:58, which is Minutes to Midnight, which was my favorite Linkin Park album.
Wow.
And the writing inside is a quote from Dave Grohl after every gig that they do is, "We don't say goodbye, we say everlong."
Okay.
And the clock just resembles that, even though people go and, it's sad at the time, but time goes on. You've still got time to do what you want and to make the best of what you can do in your life. Don't let passing slow that down for you.
Amazing. Oh wow. Are you planning for the another one or not?
What's that, sorry?
Are you planning for another tattoo or not?
I've got about 3 planned lined up. The missus is like, "You don't need any more." I'm like, "Yeah, but I do."
No, they're not right or wrong. It's just, it's just what's going on. But you know already what's going to be and everything. Everything's already planned.
Yeah, I've got another 3 in my head. They're all planned and ready. I just need to get them paid for and do them.
I see. Okay. Next question is, describe yourself in 1 positive word and 1 negative word only.
That is a really hard question because I don't do positive on myself. I'm really good at being negative to myself. For 1 negative word I'd probably give myself it's depression.
Okay.
So for me, for that, like I've suffered with it for years, and it does really hold you back. I'm doing a charity event in October, which is based on Mind's health charity, which someone, bless them, they're doing a run and they've been saving money for like donations, and they've really been putting the effort in. So that's probably the word I want to use for the negative is depression, because it does pull people back and it does really stop them from excelling what they want to do. Absolutely. 1 positive word is probably fighter. Good. But not in the terminology of actually throwing my hands around and getting into fights. And a lot of my music that I write is now starting to resemble that of, I've been at rock bottom mentally, and I'm using that fighting to not just say to people like, "You'll get out of it." It's now learning to tell that to myself and actually listen to that. So I probably would say fighter, because mentally I've been in the wars and I do feel like that's probably a very accurate word for it, really.
You see, wasn't that difficult? You see, you found it.
It was.
No, it's thanks so much, Alex, for opening up about that. I think it's great about talking about depression. I think it's healing as well, helping people and healing. It's part of when you express. It's not easy to talk about because, of course, it takes you in a place that it was hard. However, when you are over it, you just kind of, you speak out. You're helping people. It's inspiring, and at the same time as well, it's a learning. It's a healing process as well. That's how I see it.
For those that end up watching this, I'm not saying for a second that I'm fixed and I don't deal with it anymore. Sure. This is a way of healing. Like, I've spoke about it because I'm showing it that actually I am fine. And so for you guys at home, it's a very painful thing. And I do, I emphasize that it's such a hard thing to go through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like what you just said then, talking about it is a form of healing. It really is. It's just sometimes your head tells you no one cares, no one wants to hear about it.
And it's interesting because when you said before, you're literally smiling, you're making a joke out of it, and that's the inspiring part, because it's somehow you just need to laugh about it. I know it's hard, but it's part of healing. When you laugh about it, it's okay. It's going to the right direction. That's how it's. Thanks for sharing. Last question. Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Last one. But before the next question, when you are performing, when you are, giving your best, your passion, what do you like people to take with them when they see you live, when they see you, playing your guitar, singing, doing your best? What do you want people to take with them when they watch you?
To not forget about me. Like there is no oh, you come in once and that's it, done. It's come in as many times as you want, request songs as many times as you want. The door's always open. Like, it's there. My live streams are there for you to enjoy. They're not just a job that, oh, he's only here to do that. Like, please do come in, enjoy yourselves, ask for whatever song you like, as long as it's not rap, because look at me, I can't do it. But it is literally, I want people to come in, and this sort of ties in with what we were just discussing about. I want people to feel they can come in and get an escape from the real world for 2 hours or however long they're in for. Because for me, for those 2 hours, when I'm at my best and performing, I've escaped from the real world and nothing else matters.
Amazing. Good. I like that. Last question is, what's your best friends? What do they do that comforts you the most?
They are there. If not 100% of the time, it's 99% of the time. If I message them and, I say, oh, when you're available, can we have a chat? Because I'm struggling. It doesn't matter. He puts all tools down and he rings up. It's just it. He is being absolutely incredible. If he sees it, Casey, I just want to say you are a trooper. I know that we bully each other from time to time, but I have your back as much as I know you've got mine. He's an absolute trooper. 9 times out of 10, he's on the lives, making sure that I haven't got people causing problems, or he's wanting to really challenge me with picking Let It Go by Frozen. Trying to sing that at my age and gender's hard enough. But honestly, he's an absolute trooper. And that's not just him as well, that's the rest of the moderators. But in terms of best friend, Casey, I've worked with him long enough and he knows me well enough. So no.
Oh my God, you got another one now.
We got 2 here now. You're making your appearance now. You got jealous.
Oh, there we go. You read my mind. I was about to ask you to send a message to him, and you already did before I asked you. Send a message. Amazing. Beautiful. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with money.
Nightmare.
Family.
Caring.
Fear.
Overcome.
Life.
Hard.
Love.
Challenge.
Sex.
Somewhat necessary. I'm going to put that all as one word.
Okay. Religion.
Opinion.
Friendship.
Matters.
Politics.
Doesn't matter.
Desire.
What was that one? Sorry.
Desire.
Desire. Matters as well.
Regrets.
Learn.
Success.
Celebrate.
Wish.
Dream.
Happiness.
Important.
One word for music.
Life.
One word for singer.
Shine.
Amazing. And the last one now, if you could define all your music in one word, what that would be?
Message.
Beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Alex in one positive word and one negative word only. What should say?
Should say negative. Hardworking.
Okay.
I know that's 2 words, but
It's okay. And positive?
no, that's the positive. Hardworking.
Oh, sorry, that's positive. Okay.
Yeah, negative is
I thought it was a hard
No,
word because you work too
negative
hard.
is nightmare.
Nightmare. Let's play now, Alex and the Magic Box. And you can ask me a question. Right, Alex? You can ask me a question now.
I knew this. Who was the worst interview you've had so far?
Oh my God, that's such a mean question. Oh my God. You know what? The worst interview I ever had, oh my God, I don't have an answer for you because all the interviews I had, it was so meaningful, it was so different, it was so unique. I think, okay, I can answer now. The worst interview I ever had is the one that never got through, that never happened.
Wow.
That's my answer for you. The worst interview is the one that never happens. So I love my answer. I'm so great that came straight away.
You know what? That was an incredible answer. I swear to God, though, if I see this doesn't get put up.
I love the question, actually put it right the spot, and I love being the spot. I had over 1,000 interviews on the show, and I don't think no one ever had asked me this question. That's why I was in the spot. And I'm going to say again, I love my answer.
That's an incredible answer. I'll give you that.
I love it. I love it. Did you enjoy the interview, Alex?
I've absolutely loved it. It's been great.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so open and talk about, your journey so far. Not just the happiness, but the challenge as well. And again, helping people, healing, connect with people. People appreciate that. I think nowadays, people, they appreciate when we are ourselves, when we, are here vulnerable, we are here expressed the way you are. Because, nowadays with, social media can be so perfectionist, everything is beautiful, everything is perfect. And when you see people talking very open about our lives, I think it's great. So thanks so much for taking the time.
No problem at all. It's been a pleasure.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Just be yourself. Don't care what others think. Just be yourself.
Amazing. Thanks so much for the interview, and keep in touch, okay? In regards to your partner and your friends, and it was a pleasure having you on the show, okay?
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Take care. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.